Hey guys, so in case you didn't see my introduction video, a wise walk, which is what this channel is essentially me going on a walk and talking just about my ideas on things, my personal wisdom. And this will be the first real wise walk where I go out and talk about something for 5 or 10 minutes and hopefully impart some of my insight onto you and give you some food for thought, as well as invite you to share some of your personal thoughts with me. So for this first one, I thought, why not go for the biggest topic of them all, in my books at least, how I find meaning in my life. And this has been a really big challenge for me personally. I spend a lot of time thinking about this, and it's important to me. So when I was young, I was raised Catholic. I mean, I was baptized Lutheran, but I went to Catholic school for a lot of my childhood, and I was really devoted as a Christian, and I really believed in divine powers and all that. But as I got older, I started critically examining things more, and I'm not here to say that God is impossible or anything like that, and I think that a belief in God is a great thing if it works for you. But personally, I found it to be inadequate. And I know it's controversial for the first video, but hey, there's going to be a lot of controversial stuff on this channel. So then, after that, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty depressed because God was this crutch that I used to provide meaning to things. And now that I had disproven him to myself, or given myself, found out that there was no reason for me to actually believe in him, I was a bit nihilistic, and I really lost all meaning to my life. And I mean, that's teenage angst for you, I guess. But what ended up happening was, one day I had a bit of an epiphany, and I thought, hey, although on a universal scale, I may not be able to perceive any meaning. You know, if I'm thinking from the perspective of the universe, there might not be any meaning to my individual life. But the only reality that really matters is my reality, because it's the only reality I'll ever experience. And with that thought, I then examined my reality, and I found that as a human, which I hope we all are watching this video, we have certain things that as a human are innately meaningful. You know, there's basic desires that have been programmed into us as humans that we seek out, and there's no really controlling that. And then again, since our reality is a human reality, that means that there is purpose in reality. And that was a really comforting thought, because it reinstilled a sense of meaning into things, and that it's okay to want certain things. It's not a philosophical paradox, contradiction, because as a human, I do have desires. And now, that sounds a bit selfish, you know, because I only care about my basic desires, which I'm not even sure what they are. You know, I think that reproduction is definitely a basic biological desire as a living thing. And I think that mentally there's a desire for understanding that you can't really escape. You want to understand things, however much. And I think that I'm going to say spiritual, I think there's a spiritual desire to want to be part of something bigger than yourself. And I don't think that group necessarily has to be part of a group of humans bigger than yourself, but something bigger than yourself. You know, you look at Taoists and you see that they want to be connected to the way, you know. And that's definitely not a human thing, that's just the way of the universe, but it's still something much larger than your individual human life. So that was the first big step in overcoming nihilism and providing meaning in my life. But then later on, I became more able to overcome personal hardships internally. And what I mean by that is, if I was given a bad hand in some form of life, instead of wallowing in that and being stressed out and being in pain over it, I developed a pretty strong ability to understand the situation and disattach negative emotions from it. You know, it's just the way things are. And to me, there's not much of a reason to be negative about things that happened. You know, you can't change the past. And with that, since I live I'd say I live a pretty good life, and I don't have to struggle with not being able to fulfill my basic desires. Again, that kind of took away the purpose of most actions, you know. I mean, there's certain things that you have to do to overcome basic desires, but outside of that, I mean, why would I start this channel, or why would I paint a picture or something? You know, there's things people do that definitely have meaning that my worldview didn't have a place for. And I'm still working on that, really. But currently, my mindset is that if I have this ability to overcome problems that life throws at me, and other people don't, you know, other people are still trapped by their expectations not being met, and then holding those expectations, causing them stress and negative emotion, and I don't have that problem, then what I should do is I should help other people see things the way I do. And I think that's flawed, personally. I think that it's important to allow other people to find their own way of looking at things. And I'm sure this question will be revisited. What is the meaning of my personal life? But currently, it's definitely a selfless approach. You know, there are certain things that I am selfish about, that I need to have accomplished, and those are basic desires. But overall, anything outside of those basic desires I do for other people, because to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't cause me stress. To a certain extent. I mean, I'm not perfect. But I'm interested in how you guys approach life. And this will definitely, like I said before, be revisited. And I would really appreciate if you could drop some comments telling me what you think about my approach to life, or maybe how you approach life, or both. And it was nice talking to you. So, Wise walks out.